The air turned heavy, and in the center of the command deck, a hologram formed. It was a man, human, dressed in black tactical armor with no symbols, no ranks. His face was stern, eyes cold, his hair gray at the temples. He spoke slowly. "You came here looking for answers. Let me give you one. Humanity is not gone. We adapted. We watched. And now, we're ready." The crew froze. Kella took a step back. The hologram continued. 3 centuries ago, Earth burned, but not from outside. We did it to ourselves. Our systems failed. Nations collapsed. I revolted. In the end, we chose survival. We vanished. Yavek spoke, voice calm. "Why remain silent for so long?" The hologram turned its gaze to him. "Because the galaxy didn't deserve our return. We watched from Europa, from Titan, from the Oort stations, while you enslaved weaker species, while your empires grew fat on war. We stayed silent. Until now." The bridge lights flickered again. "Why now?" Chella asked, her voice thin. The hologram gave a small smile. "Because now we're ready. We don't need diplomacy. We don't need approval. We only need one thing." Yavix frowned. "And what is that?" The hologram's eyes turned hard. "Justice." Suddenly, alarms blared on the ship. "Commander," shouted an officer. "Our engines, offline. Shields disabled. All systems are being rewritten. The human ship, it's inside our network." Chella spun to the console. "How?" "That's not possible." "It is," Yavix said quietly. "To them, our tech is a museum." The hologram looked at Yavix one last time. "Go back to your council. Tell them the old world has returned. Tell them the stars will burn clean again, one system at a time." Then the hologram vanished. The human ship turned, and in silence, drifted back into Europa's shadow. Systems returned online. Engines restarted. Kella sat down slowly. "They could have destroyed us, but they didn't." "They didn't have to," Yavix said. "They made their point." He looked at the stars ahead, deep in thought. "Humanity didn't die," he whispered. "They evolved." The Enkari song was slowly towed by the human ship deeper into the solar system. The alien crew watched in awe and fear as the dark silhouette of Earth's Armada began to appear. Dozens of ships, vast and silent, cloaked in shadows. They were not like any fleet the galaxy had ever seen. Sleek stealth ships, fusion-powered carriers, and enormous destroyers made of black glass shimmered faintly in the darkness. Commander Yevex's voice was steady but low. "This is no accident. They prepared for war." First Officer Kella looked at the Armada, then at the vast display of Earth behind it. "They've been watching the galaxy's collapse for centuries." Yevex nodded. "And now, they believe it's time to act." Suddenly, a calm voice echoed in the ship's communication system. It was the same human admiral from before. "We watched while empires fell. We watched while the innocent were enslaved. We stayed hidden, rebuilding, learning. Now, the corruption and cruelty must end." The admiral's voice hardened. "Earth does not forgive." The alien crew listened in stunned silence. Some felt hope. Others feared the coming storm. Killa asked, "Are they here to protect the weak, or to punish the strong?" Yevex shook his head. "Both, and more." The admiral continued, "Our fleets will bring justice to those who enslaved, to those who waged endless war, to those who turned the galaxy into a graveyard." Suddenly, the ship's AI warned of multiple incoming transmissions, warnings, threats, calls for aid. Other alien worlds were reacting. Yevex turned toward the viewports. Countless alien cities, planets, and fleets were preparing for what they called the return of humanity. "Some will fight," Yevex said. "Some will join." Then, a new message appeared on the screen. The admiral's voice was different, colder. "Be warned. Earth is no longer one voice. There are many factions now. Some seek peace. Others seek total revenge. The message ended with a chilling warning. The reckoning has begun. The Virex Dominion's war room was tense but calm. Admiral Kyreth stood at the head of the table, facing his top officers. The image of Captain Mira Holt still floated on the big screen, her steady eyes watching. "Peace talks will begin," Kyreth said. "We have no choice. The humans are stronger than we believed." The officers exchanged worried glances. Some still wanted to fight. Some hoped to find a weakness. Kyreth raised his hand. "We prepare for all outcomes, but we will open dialogue. No more war without reason." Outside, the human fleet moved closer to the border. Not with weapons ready, but with signals open for communication. Captain Mira Holt led her ship, the ghostly vessel that had started it all. She had come a long way, from a forgotten past to the center of the galaxy's attention. Her voice came through the comm. "We seek peace, but we will defend ourselves. We want a future where humans and Virex can live without fear." Admiral Kyreth nodded. "Then let this be the start." Days passed. The talks began on a neutral station between the two powers. The room was filled with tension and hope. Mira and Kyreth met face to face for the first time. She was smaller than he expected, but her presence was powerful. "You have a long history with my people," Mira said. Kyreth bowed slightly. "And I had a long future I want to change." They spoke of mistakes and pain, of loss and hope. Slowly, trust grew. The galaxy watched. Many doubted peace was possible. But both sides had seen the horrors of war. Both sides wanted something new. As weeks passed, agreements were made. Borders were redrawn. Trade routes reopened. And most importantly, a promise was made. Never again to try to destroy a people to the point of extinction. Captain Mira Holt looked out the window of the peace station. Stars shone brightly. The long fight was not over, but a new chapter had begun. She smiled. The lone human vessel that entered the Virex sector had changed everything. And now, humanity was ready to stand tall in the stars. Darkness was spreading across the outer edges of the galaxy. The strange, shadowy ships moved like ghosts, striking fast and disappearing before anyone could fight back. Their attacks grew more frequent and bold. The fragile peace between the Virex and humans was under threat. Admiral Kyreth stood on the command bridge of the flagship, watching the battle reports come in. Captain Mira Holt was beside him, her eyes sharp and focused. "We can't keep losing ships like this," Kyreth said. "We need to find their base." Mira nodded. "Our intelligence suggests they come from a hidden system, deep beyond the known space." "Then we must find it," Kyreth said, "before they strike again." The Virex and human fleets combined forces, scanning every star system for signs of the enemy. Days passed with no luck. Then, a breakthrough. Sensors picked up faint signals from a dark, cold planet at the edge of the galaxy. The signals matched the technology used by the shadow ships. Mira ordered the fleet to prepare for an attack. As they approached, the planet's defenses sprang to life. Energy beams fired from hidden turrets, and swarms of small fighter ships rushed out to meet them. The battle was fierce. Explosions lit the dark skies, and ships moved in tight formations, dodging fire. Mira led a squadron of human fighters, cutting through enemy lines. Kyreth commanded the main fleet, coordinating attacks and defenses. They pushed deeper into the planet's orbit, aiming for the main base. Suddenly, the enemy revealed their secret weapon, a massive ship covered in dark armor that seemed to absorb all light. It fired a wave of energy that disabled several Virex vessels. The fleet faltered. Mira's voice came over the comms. "Focus fire. Target the core." The combined fleet concentrated their attacks on the giant ship. Slowly, it weakened. Finally, with a huge explosion, it was destroyed. But the victory was bitter. Kyreth looked at the damage report. Many ships lost, hundreds of lives gone. "We have won this battle," he said, But the war is not over. Mira nodded. They will return. We must be ready. Back on the command bridge, Kyreth and Mira made a promise. They would stand together against the coming storm. Together, Virex and humans would protect the galaxy, no matter the cost. Admiral Kyreth sat alone in his private quarters, the cold blue light of the screen reflecting off his sharp scales. The file called Project Silence was open before him. Every word in the document pulled at a part of his mind he had long tried to forget. The humans had been declared extinct 200 years ago. Their homeworld, Earth, was destroyed in the Great War, or so everyone believed. But the secret file told a different story. The war had not ended in complete victory. Some humans had survived. They had fled, escaped the Dominion's wrath, vanished into the void. Kyreth's jaw tightened as he read more. The survivors did not just hide. They changed. They evolved. They built new ships far beyond anything known. And now, one of them, Captain Mira Holt, had returned. Kyreth stood and walked to the window. Through the glass, the endless stars of their sector stretched out before him. How many more humans were out there? How long had they been watching? His mind raced. Suddenly, his comm beeped. "Admiral, you need to see this," the defense officer said. Kyreth quickly returned to the command room. On the main screen was a live feed from a distant sector, near the edge of the Dominion's map. It showed a vast human fleet, thousands of ships of all sizes, shining with blue and silver light. They moved silently in formation, precise and powerful. "Is that real?" Kyreth asked. "Yes, sir," the officer replied. "Our sensors confirm it." The room fell silent. "This is impossible," muttered one officer. Kyreth's voice was steady. "They didn't just survive. They rebuilt." Mira's words echoed in his mind. "I want peace before others come." Kyreth turned to his council. "We must prepare, but also try to talk." Suddenly, the screen changed. Mira's face appeared once more. "I offer you peace," she said calmly. "The humans do not want war, but we will fight to protect ourselves." Kyreth nodded slowly. "Tell me, Captain Holt," he said, "why come now? Why after all this time?" Mira's eyes looked tired but strong. "Because you threatened us again," she said. "Because you took our world. Because we remember." Kyreth felt a deep shame. He was part of the generation that had ordered the attacks on Earth. "We cannot undo the past," he said softly, "but we can choose the future." Mira smiled faintly. "Then listen carefully. We come not to conquer. We come to survive. To remind you that humanity is not gone." The message was clear. Kyreth knew the Dominion faced a new reality. One where humans were no longer the hunted. They were the hunters. And this time, they had a voice. The room was quiet, too quiet. Everyone at Virex Sector Command was still staring at the blank screen where the human woman had appeared. No one knew what to say. A human. Alive. Calm. Confident. That should not be possible. Admiral Kyreth broke the silence. "Play the message again." The screen flickered. Once more, the woman appeared. "This is Captain Mira Holt. I am here to talk." And just like before, the screen turned off. "Is it a trick?" asked one of the officers. Kyreth shook his head slowly. "If it is, it's a very dangerous one. She disabled one of our best scout ships without firing a single weapon." "Should we destroy her ship?" someone else asked. "No," Kyreth said. "Not yet. I want to know who she really is and what she wants." He turned to the communication officer. "Open a secure channel to the human ship. Voice only." A few seconds passed. Then a click. A voice came through, calm and cold. "This is Captain Holt. I was expecting your call." Kyreth leaned forward. "You're human. That's impossible." "You tried to make it impossible," Mira said, "but you failed." Her voice was smooth. Not angry, not afraid, just certain. You invaded our home world, Kyreth said. Your kind was wiped out. There is no human empire left. There never was an empire, Mira replied. Only survivors. You destroyed our cities, burned our skies. But a few of us escaped. We disappeared, for a long time. And now you've returned, Kyreth asked. Mira paused for a moment. I've returned to offer you a choice. Kyreth laughed. A choice? You are one ship, one human. What choice could you possibly give us? Mira didn't answer right away. Then the screen turned on again. A short video played. 12 Virex capital ships drifted in space. Then, without warning, each one exploded in perfect sequence. No visible enemy, no weapons, no warning. Boom, boom, boom. One by one, they were destroyed, like toys in a child's game. The video ended. Mira's face returned. That was 3 days ago, she said. In your outer sector. Kyreth's blood ran cold. He turned to his officers. Is this real? We didn't detect any battle, but the ships are gone. We thought it was a navigation error, said the defense officer. This is what happened to them. Mira continued. That was a demonstration. You still have time to listen. Who helped you? Kyreth demanded. There must be others. A fleet. No fleet, Mira said. Just me for now. Kyreth stared at the screen. What do you want? To talk, she said. To offer peace before others come. I'm giving you a chance. Kyreth ended the call. The room exploded with voices. She's bluffing. No, she's telling the truth. Maybe she's using stolen tech. Kyreth held up his hand. If she's alone, we can destroy her now, one commander said. Kyreth shook his head. And if she's not? They all fell silent again. Kyreth stood still for a long moment, looking at the image of the disabled scout ship on the screen. That ship, that woman, she shouldn't exist, he said quietly. He looked back at his officers. But she does. He gave the order. Bring in the science division. I want full scans of her ship. I want every file we have on old human technology. And pull up Project Silence. Project Silence. One officer asked, surprised. That file is sealed. Unseal it, Kyreth said. Now, outside, in the cold of space, the strange human ship floated silently. No movement, no weapons, just watching. And deep inside it, Captain Mira Holt waited, calm and silent. She had done what she came to do. She had made them afraid. And she was just getting started.